Y'all get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here. Okay, listen, I'm making this video because Justin showed out while Korra was spending time in Jamaica, okay? It seems that every time Korra take flights and go enjoy herself, it makes Justin feel away, so what does he do? He jumps on the internet and try to distract the attention off of Korra and onto himself. And this time, yeah, I received a lot of information, a lot of emails of people saying, did you hear Justin say this? Did you hear Justin say this? Did you hear Justin do this? Did you hear the kids do this? Did you hear kids do that? So anyway, we're about to talk about it. Y'all come on up in here and let's talk about this. So first, Athena starts singing the song, the diss song that was made to embarrass, mock, and harass Korra, the Clock It song from the little goofy Stony and her little compadre, Dawn, all right? And Justin took part in it as well. So the Clock It song, apparently Justin's been planning around Athena to where she's picked up the words and she's singing it in the pool. And he hears her singing it and literally asks her, Athena, what song are you singing? To try to make sure that his audience know that his daughter is singing a song that mocks her mother. Take a listen to this.
Hello, hello. The pool is finally open.
Look at this.
I see you. Oops. Tina, what song are you singing? Tina, what song are you singing? Tina, what song are you singing?
Yep, you heard it correctly. Athena, 4 years old, singing that song Clock It, a diss track, a song made to mock, shame, and embarrass Korra. Own mother, at 4 years old, he's allowing that. Instead of correcting it, instead of redirecting it, he leans into it. How? Well, he asked Athena, what song are you singing? Not because he didn't know what song she was singing, but because he wanted his audience to hear it clearly. And then he laughs like it's funny and shit, like it's cute. Like it's not two little girls repeating something that they don't understand about a woman who gave them life. That shit ain't funny, Justin. It's called influence. He's planting a seed to those girls that one day he's gonna have to pay for it. But he doesn't stop there. He goes on and do what he normally does. And what is that? Rant and rave about Korra, because that seems to be the only thing he has to offer his audience full of Korra haters. So here he goes, spending the next few minutes just disparaging Korra yet again. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Obviously people are not happy that I'm talking, but you know, it gets to a point where you have to. Because I am not a doormat. And I want this stuff to be over. And being silent and ignoring it just wasn't working. So I would prefer not to get questions about my ex, but that seems to be what populates the comment section. And I will continue to say the truth because, you know, it's pretty much consumed my online life. I mean, her whole reputation is built off of lying about me. And that's a problem because, see, the problem with lying is that you have to come up with more and more extreme lies to defend the original lie. And it becomes this vicious cycle that you have to just keep on upping the ante. You just have to keep on lying to reinforce the original lie. And it becomes all consuming in life. Unfortunately, if I'm going to be honest, if she wasn't so consumed with a lie, she would be very, very successful right now and probably on tour with her music. But instead, she's focused her entire brand, and which is because it gets views in the short term on me, which has just and then this vicious cycle of that has made her ruin her chances of doing anything other than just being an influencer. So, yeah, it's kind of sucks. If anything she was saying is true, why do I have my kids? You know, it cost me $250,000 to do so, because that's what it costs men when people lie without evidence. Because it's believing without evidence, because you don't need evidence in family court. And yeah, why do I have my kids? You know? And then also, like, think about the concept of that. you have a dad who's actively trying to be involved in the kids' lives, has the kids half the time, which gives the other party freedom to live their lives and pursue their dreams outside of being a parent. And you want to demonize that man, or vice versa, you know? Because those of you that are single mothers in here, or single fathers, if you're doing it 100% of the time, even with child support, if you're doing it 100% of the time, you don't really have much free time, because your entire life is taken up by your kids, which is a beautiful thing. So it's a very interesting concept to me, that people would be angry and try to damage a counterparent that is actively making their life better by taking responsibility and taking care of the kids half the time, which I'll tell you, having kids half time is far easier than having them all the time. So it's very strange that's somehow a threat to people. How that's somehow a negative thing.
Now lean in a little further for this one right here, because this got the internet in a frenzy. We all know that Justin talks to his girls about Korra. Why? Because we've heard the girls come home and tell their mom, dad said this, dad said that about you, right? We've also heard him accuse Korra of abusing his girls. He said it on multiple occasions, but never been able to prove it. We can assume that he's been speaking to the girls the same way that he speaks to the internet about abuse from their mother. Take a listen to how he has baited his 4-year-old to say things that may or may not be true about their mother, because he's trying to spin a narrative for his audience.
It is Sunday. That means you're with me until 5 o'clock. And then it's time to go to Mommy's house.
Because my mommy always spanks me.
You guys heard that, right? Yeah, you guys heard her. I mean, I didn't know she was going to say that, and I'm actually kind of disappointed that she said that on live video, because now that's going to be carried places, and that's the kind of stuff I don't want to be, my kids' voices perpetrated around the internet like that, but here we are. Such is life. Clock it. Clock it. Yeah. Unfortunately, you guys did hear that, and I'm not particularly happy that she said that on live video, which is why I'm trying not to film them that much, because I don't want this stuff I want this to end. I don't want it to be perpetrated all the time. Kids get smacked all the time. It's called discipline in our culture. I don't think smacking a child in the face is discipline. I think that's called child abuse. Especially for the, especially for the reason. So you keep your culture, I'll keep mine. If it was me that they were saying that was slapping them, the police would be here in 10 minutes.
Now, what we just witnessed is poor parenting. A real parent would have handled this differently. That's not something that you laugh at. That's not something that you perform for the internet. That's something that you address off camera. But what does Justin do? He laughs, then the girls laugh, and then he turns to the camera and says, y'all heard that, right? And then he spends the next several minutes sitting there at that moment, stretching it out, letting it marinate for his audience. That's not concern for his daughter, whether she's being abused or not. That's content. If Justin really cared whether his girls was being abused, he would handle it much differently. Most likely, he would contact the authorities and he would push the issue legally. But right now, this is content for him, because all he cares about is discrediting Kora as a mother and trying to turn her off to her supporters. This is just for the internet. Simply for the internet. If he cared whether or not his daughters was being abused, trust me when I tell you, it does not cost money to push the issue of his daughters being abused. He can take them down there to the police and file a report, but does he do that? No, that's not his concern whatsoever. Now let's flip the script for a moment and let's take a look at how Korra handles it, okay?
Okay?
Okay.
Please, because people are gonna think all sorts of crazy things. All right?
Hello there, mustache.
Not funny, Athena.
Pay attention to what Korra didn't do. She didn't sit there and break everything down on camera. She didn't question the girls publicly. She didn't exploit that moment. But instead, the only part we did see is her telling Athena, people are gonna think all type of crazy things. Because clearly whatever real conversation needed to be had with the girls wasn't for the internet. Now, whether people like Korra or not, that right there showed a level of restraints, because everything doesn't need to be content, especially when it comes to your children. Let's talk about the reality of this all. Justin think it's cute right now to discredit Korra, okay? To have people laughing and mocking her on the internet, trying to bring her down, possibly try to stop her growth. But what he don't realize is Athena and Junie, they're not gonna stay kids for long. They're gonna grow up and they're gonna look back and they're gonna see what daddy was doing. The discord that he was sowing out here on the internet against their mother. This is not gonna end well for him. I do believe Korra needs to take the girls to counseling and possibly even get a child attorney so that they can actually find out how much damage Justin's been doing to the girls and then take it from there. I think this will one day turn around and bite Justin in the ass. But until then, you guys tell me what y'all think about this situation down in the comments below, and let's keep talking about it. Let's keep the conversation going down in the comments, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel and Loud Talkers. Y'all make sure y'all keep it loud out there in these streets. Until next time, bye-bye.